unison, so you get. This is a monkey. I was like, I need screams, and I didn't know what to do, and I looked for monkeys. Hello. Yeah, my glasses are broken and I look kind of stupid, but try to ignore this. I'm asking you nicely. Tyler, the creator, specifically IGOR. That's the idea. I'm going to be breaking down this song in parts. So as you can see, we have part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. It's short, but I think it's enough to get the idea. The first thing I did was this bass, and I made it from scratch using Ableton's analog. I do like in these videos to use all Ableton integrated devices, so you can use the same. This is the bass. Super simple, especially the pattern, as you can see, 2 notes. You're gonna notice that there is a high measure of this song to New Magic Wand. I need to grab elements from songs that I already know. I'm gonna show you just how easy it is to make. You don't need to use analog. You can use any synthesizer that has 2 or 3 oscillators. So basically, it's just a sawtooth wave, and then on the second oscillator, a sine wave. And the sine wave, we are going to lower it an octave, so it's like a sub. So this already sounds like this. This is the amp envelope. Here we can shape the waveform. If you are not familiar with this, it's easier than what it looks. The only thing I want to do right now is get rid of this tail, because when I stop playing, the sound takes a little long to stop sounding. I just cut this, so you can see it's the release. The sound is going to be as long as we press. The other thing that is nice to do is the unison. So unison, what it does is basically make copies of these waves, and as you increase this detune option, is going to be spreading them. So you get like this effect. Here you can choose how many voices you want. That's up to you. That sounds super cool. And then I added this EQ. I know it sounds worse like this, but keep in mind that I'm going to be working with synths and other sounds. So that's why I'm hiding a little bit of that high. And then I added another analog with a square wave, because I realized that a square wave would have been cool here, but I needed one more oscillator. So I just added this. This is the square wave. Some overdrive, EQ, and chorus that is actually vibrato. So, and the 2. Keep in mind, this is a work in progress. I'm still not sure about it. In IGOR specifically, the sound is so important because the ideas are simple, but the sound is like super dirty and raw, but it's intentional, and that's skill. So the pattern you see is just 2 notes. Then we have the first synth, which is this preset called Vintage Saw Keys. You can play with these settings, these macros. This is super repetitive, but for me it works, and it's also the sound that I'm using to tie all of the parts of the song together. It's kind of spooky. We have our first percussion loop. This one is called Percussion 9. It's from samplefocus.com. I'm going to show you what it looks like so you can look it up. This is what it's giving the New Magic Wand vibes. The rhythm is just very similar. Taka, 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 taka. So we have drum bass and erosion too. Just a bit more. It makes the whole drums feel more tight. It's important because I am not using other hi-hats. So this is like percussion, hi-hats, everything. Then we have kick and snare. Very simple pattern. This repeats throughout the whole song. So I'm using this kick called trap basic kick. These are all from Sample Focus as well. Then for the snare, I'm using 3 different ones. We got that one, then we got this one, and this one. This one has flanger, so we get like different hits. The 3 together, but as you can tell, this is not enough. So I added this one. This is a snare that I sampled from a drum break. So let me show you. I sampled from this. So we get more of a real sound. I don't know if you notice, but you can hear that it's kind of offset. That's because I'm using this delay, which is making it like stereo with ping pong 100%. So you can see without the delay, with the delay. But this snare doesn't work without the other three. So I'm gonna show you. This is just the kick and this snare. Everything together. Then we have this reverse, which is like a spooky sound that I got from Sample Focus. So the sound was more like this, the original. I basically did warp and then stretched it and then do reverse. And I just grabbed a couple of these. I don't think this is something Tyler specifically does, but it's something that I do, which I think adds some of the feeling that Tyler gets with other stuff, textures and spooky things. Everything together so far. This is a monkey. I was like, I need screams. I need like creepy, weird screams, and I didn't know what to do, and I looked for monkeys. I added delay, vintage sampler, and this car garage preset from Hybrid River. And then we got like a little, which is this. So then we go to part 2. We have a lot going on. I guess we can start with the first synth, these chords. So this synth is also made in analog. Instead of doing one sawtooth and one sine wave, I'm doing 2 sawtooths and detuning them one from each other. So we get this sound. Then some chorus, the same delay that you saw with the snare that spreads it. Such a good sound and so simple. Now we are going to enter the chords and stuff. Tyler knows music theory. Tyler has like a kind of an obsession, I guess, with beautiful chord progressions. That's amazing. I am not training music theory, so I go by ear. I know basic stuff. I know root notes, major chords, minor chords. That's about it. So I don't know how to explain to you what I did here. I'm sure that you can go and look on YouTube for Tyler the Creator progressions, neo-soul progressions, jazz progressions, and learn some stuff. And then combine that with what I'm teaching you about how to make things sound cool. I am really sorry for not being able to explain this, but you know, if you love this for any reason, you can just screenshot and copy. It's not crazy. We have like a happening. So that's an automation of this detune option. It sounds cool. I don't have any more explanation than that. The bass is the same as before, but we have full notes. Then we got this piano. Here's the deal with the piano. I am not 100% sure if this is on Ableton integrated or not, because I don't remember it. It sounds like this. It's called Childhood Home Piano. If it's not, I'm sorry. It's not the most present sound in this song, but it has like these samples. It's pretty cool. You can copy the melody if you want. And then we got this. Along with the bass. Then we have more melodies. This is a preset called Little Synth Piano. I didn't even add effects to this. Just little details. Then we got more monkey. The drums are the same. We have the repetitive sound. So now what I did is add a delay. Dun, 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 dun. Kind of subtle. So now we got the feel. As you can see, these are 2 channels. So we got one doing this. It's panned all the way to the left. And the other one is just one of these sounds, copied and pasted, panned all the way to the right. And together, we get like this stereo thing. And because these are different hits than these ones, it sounds kind of cool. This was a fill on itself, like a loop. I just copied the hits that I liked. When this fill is playing, I made sure to mute everything that has a tail. I want this to be alone. So we got another version now of the fill, which is doing the same as before, but only 3 hits. And then I added other 2 fills. And this is the transition from this part to the next one, which is gonna be a little bit more melodic. Again, I have no idea what these chords are, but you can copy if you want the notes. So it sounds like this. Then we have this da-da-da-da. I may add this one. And then with the repetitive synth, what I did for this new part is just lower 1 octave. So instead of being, now it's, that's it. Silence. Silence is a big part of Tyler's arrangement too. It's impossible for me to nail. I guess it's his own intuition and his own taste. And also he is not just a producer. He is going to record on top of this instrumental and he's going to play with his voice and the beat, and when it comes one thing and the other. Now we have the last part. The bass comes back. These are the notes. Very different from what we had before. And in the chords, I'm doing basically the same ones, like this. The difference between the part 3 and part 4 is that we add, of course, this. This is basically like the same chords, copied and pasted here, but then I added these little notes. So it's kind of like a rising thing, going up, up, up. I imagine this as like the end of the song. We also have the detune automation back. It's exactly the same. Along with the piano. But as you can see, what it's making this make sense as a progression are the root notes with the bass. Then we have the same note. The drums are the same, nothing different here. And we have like this little melody with the filter automation going down. As the song finishes, this progression feels a lot more dramatic than what Tyler does, and that's not a good thing. I think it's more from my music, this type of dramatic thing, but very simple. I think Tyler's progressions are a lot more complex, a lot more rooted in knowledge and appreciation from a specific culture and type of music that he loves and grew up listening to. I think he's a great listener, and I think he's a great music maker. But that's why it's cool to do this. I learned from this, and I've been producing for 10 years, and I might use one of these synths or one of these drums on my own music. Hopefully you learn too. Samplefocus.com, that's where I got all of the songs that you saw me shout out and use. You get 3 credits every week to download any 3 samples that you want, but if you run out of credits, you can upload your own samples and you get 4 credits for each sample that gets approved. But I definitely recommend to go and check it out because it's full of amazing sounds from producers like you. If you wanna fight with me in the comments, we can do that too, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I hope this was helpful in any tiny way.